What's going on, everybody? How's it going out there? I've had a pretty nice couple days off, I'm not gonna lie. It's been real nice. Weather's been awesome. Got some stuff done out in the yard, got a lot of grass seed planted. Followed some advice from Ramblin' Man when I was putting down my grass seed, so hopefully it works out. Now, he sounds like he knows what he's doing, so appreciate the advice, my friend. I thought I would do something a little bit different today. Instead of looking at my ugly mug, thought maybe you guys would enjoy looking at a summer rainstorm out in the backyard. Maybe get a little bit of peace while I talk. I don't know about y'all, but I really love the sound of rain, especially in the summertime, because you can have the windows down and it's really peaceful to listen to as you try to drift off to sleep. I thought about just wanting to record just the sound of rain and then uploading it for people that like to do that when they're trying to take a nap or something. But I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of cool to maybe talk for a minute with the nice scenery and the ambient rain sounds. Do something a little bit different today. And I know I'm not showing my face, so what I say might not be believable. Oh my God, he's not showing his face. He's a coward. So stupid, isn't it? But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was something in relation to the last Amico video that Pat and Ian did. The one where they were talking about, is the Amico now a scam? Of course, yes, we're going to talk about Amico. What the fuck else am I going to talk about? But I was in the opinion, in the camp, that a lot of people seem to be getting into, where they say that the Amico started out legit, but over time has devolved into a scam. That seems to be the narrative these days. It seems to be a nice, safe opinion to have. And you know, I've been there too. That's kind of what I thought. But, you know, I've really been thinking about it a lot the past few days. And I think I'm ready to update my opinion. I think this fucker was a scam all along. Now, hear me out. I don't think that it was necessarily a straight up just there was never going to be a console. It was just meant to get as much money, and then everyone was going to run and disappear with literally nothing. Like, not that kind of a scam. More what I'm thinking about is there was going to be a console, but it was never meant to be what it was sold as. You know what I'm saying? It was never going to be like this big, great thing that Tommy had led it on to be, had led it to believe. I think it was just going to be kind of like, it was always going to be kind of like this rinky-dink thing that, I mean, look at the games. Look at the games that have come out for it when the deep dive. You know what I'm saying? Like, the games are shit. And I've said it before. I kind of feel like this is the Action 52 console. That kind of a scam. Where it's like, look at what was that? Like $150 or something crazy. It was like $4 a game or something weird like that, or $200. I can't remember what that game went for when it was new. It goes for a lot more now, that's for sure. I'll probably never own one. But the scam is that it's trying to tell you that, look, you're going to get 52 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it's what a value, $4 a game or $5 a game, whatever it was. So you think that that's like, you know, like a grandmother or some stupid parent or whatever looks at that and thinks that's a great deal. Or even some dumb kid would be like, oh my God, yeah, I'll save up all my money. Look at this. That's a value. 52 games. Holy shit. And when you think of game, You think of like Metroid or Zelda or Mario or Double Dragon or something like that, like a good game, Contra, like a good fucking game. And even if it's not a great game like Jaws or Karate Kid, there's still some fun to be had. Like in 52 games, there's going to be some fucking gems. Yeah, there might be some shitters, but there's going to be some fucking gems. Well, when you take the cartridge home and you plug it in, it's 52 pieces of shit. We've all seen the reviews. It's literal garbage. And that's kind of what that's exactly what the Amico is. It's sold as a, look, you get 6 pack-in games. And look, the games are going to be cheap. The games are going to be super affordable, no more than like $10 a game. And in the beginning, when they started it, I don't think they ever intended to keep the price as low as it was. But they always knew the price was going to be higher. What, it started out, I believe, at $150. Am I correct on that? I don't even know anymore. I've just stopped even paying attention because it's so dumb. But I'll tell you, I'm still invested a little bit, not as deeply as I was. So, but I don't think that they ever intended to start with that low price. I don't think they ever intended to keep it at all. Even when Pat and Ian got the price wrong, and Tommy corrected them, like freaking out, saying that they're spreading misinformation. I think all along they knew that the price was going to go up, but they started it. It sounded good that it was going to be at that price, and then eventually over time, we'll just say that, yeah, the price had to go up a little bit, but we'll drum up interest on that low price point. You get you get controllers, you get 6 pack-in games automatically, 6 whole games. But we've seen the games. The games are shit. I mean, they're like, obviously they're not quite as poor as Action 52 quality games, but they're not far from it. Like if you look at it, I mean, they're simple little turds. Games that you're not going to play. You're not going to play it for a long time. And I haven't gotten to play the games, but I've got the experience playing what Gator Ooze made, Hater, like as opposed to like Shark, and the Hater Smash, which would be Astro Smash. I got the experience. Yeah, he did a great job. The games are good for what he did for that, doing them in one day, but they are garbage as concerned when it comes to longevity and something that you're going to play a long time, which is how they were trying to sell that. Like, oh, this is going to be the party system. Like, you're going to put this on and you're going to play these games with your non-gamer friends are going to love it. And no, dude, they suck. Those games are like boring after like a few minutes of playing. And maybe you do that a couple times, like at parties and stuff, but eventually people are not going to come over and be like, I want to play the Amico. That was so much fun. Like, it might be fun a couple times, and then it's done. It's done. We saw the tank game or tank battle or whatever the fuck it's called. It looks like trash. There's so many other better games out there that are even cheaper that you can get on your phone that are just better quality than what the Amico is. And I think that's where the scam is. That, because look at this too. Why would they pick the name Intellivision? Like, if they were going to just make a console, why wouldn't they just go out there and do it on their own? Like, come up with their own name, like the Megavolt 2000 or some shit, like. They literally went with the name Intellivision because that would give them some credibility because of the name Intellivision. And it would instantly have a hardcore fan base. I mean, Atari wasn't available. They already took that. Coleco was crushed with the Coleco Chameleon. So really the next best thing, I guess, was the Intellivision. I mean, I guess you could have done Magnavox, but I don't know, man. Magnavox has its toes dipped in so many other areas, other things, so Magnavox could be confused with other things. But in television, when you hear the word in television, you think fucking games. So that right there is another sign of the scam, because it is you are standing on the performance, and you're standing on the shoulders of the people that worked with Mattel from a long time ago, back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, to make the Intellivision games, to actually come out with something that, yeah, the games are pretty good. I'm not going to lie. The games are, in a lot of ways, superior to Atari games. Like, I will give you that. I still like the Atari better, and the main reason being the controller. The controller fucking kills it for the Intellivision. But, yeah, there are some awesome games on there for the time. And, you know, they're kind of fun to go back and play, yeah, a little bit here and there, because you've got the nostalgia factor. There's something kind of fun going back and playing that old hardware that just doesn't seem to transition for me into some of these modern takes on arcade games or old games. Some are done well. Like, if they're done well, like, yeah, sure, there's some fun to be had on these little one-screen space shooter type Astro Smash games, or whatever, you know, what the fuck, can't even think, Space Invaders, like shit like that. There's some fun to be had, but the Intellivision versions of the games do not look fun. I'm sorry. Like, I know that people say that they've played them and they had a good time with them, but I don't believe it, man. I think that a lot of that is part of the scam, part of the show. Like, you were there with Tommy. Like, we saw the scene where Tommy was doing that, playing that one game. Was it Moon Patrol or something, where he was playing and he's like spinning around, like, and going woo. Like, he's the one that's making the games fun. He's the one that's has made this atmosphere where people are going in and like, yeah, these games are fun. Like, you get caught up in, like, at the Creola event, or the Boomer event, where it's like this big thing and Tommy's there and a lot of the people are there that you've seen on YouTube, the cult members. So yeah, you're gonna be a little bit swayed. Your opinion is going to be, it's gonna be more fun in that environment than sitting at home by yourself in your fucking living room trying to beg your kids to play your Amico with you. Like, because shit ain't gonna happen. The kids don't give a fuck. They want to go play Fortnite. They want to go play Minecraft. They don't want to play fucking Astro Smash for the 10th time with their dad. Like, Dad, the game sucks. Like, it's the same experience over and over again. People don't want to play for high score anymore. That's what it used to be. And that was a big deal, sure. And, like, those games were a big deal because that's all we had. And like I said, it's fun to go back for the nostalgia factor, but it's not fun to sit down and play mobile shit-style games in your living room. And I think deep down, Tommy knew that all along. But with his positive thinking and thinking that he could just will this thing into existence, and the whole deal with, like, the Jay Allard thing, like bringing in people and trying to make it look like there was more professional people, industry professional people involved in this thing, to try to get investors and fans and people that on board, like, hey man, look who they got. They really look like they know what they're doing. Like, I think that was the plan all along, to try to make themselves look bigger and better. And the thing is too, Tommy doesn't fucking know what the fuck he's doing when it comes to running a company like Intellivision, trying to release a game console. He just, obviously, we've seen how bad all this shit has come out. He had to have known that he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. That he just thought that maybe that he could just somehow magically, through the power of positive thinking, make this thing a reality. And that's a fucking scam in itself. You need to know what you're doing. You need to do some research. And they claim they did market research, but I don't think they ever fucking did. Like, it's another part of the scam, another part of the lie. And he's really, the only thing Tommy is good at is he's really good at bullshitting. He's really good at getting people to believe. Like if this was a real fucking like a this is why it's a cult because of Tommy. But if it was like a really true religious cult, I could totally see Tommy running one of those too. Like it's the exact same thing. That's why everybody said it was a cult because of Tommy and the fact that people got duped. People like Retro Bro, people like Smash JT, they were fucking duped by a narcissist, by a just a cult leader, a Jim Jones type fucking cult leader, or the Waco, Texas guy. What the fuck was his name? I can't. David Koresh, like that kind of shit. And that's the scam, dude. Like that's the whole fucking scam. Like I majored in psychology in school, in college. I never fucking graduated because I partied too much. I'm just too stupid. But I've always also been really fascinated with how people think. I'm the guy that people come to in my family and my friends that when they need counseling, when they need guidance. I'm just really good. I've always been really, really good at reading people and thinking like they think and getting in their mind. That's why I make a really good salesman because I'm in a lot of ways I'm a chameleon in that aspect. I can like become like that person. And I can kind of use them and I could manipulate them, but I never do that. I'm honest. I decided I would be honest in the way I make sales and not try to be like use my powers and my abilities to con somebody into something that they might not need. There's been many times when I've not made a sale because I thought that, well, you know what, you really don't need this. It'd be better for you to do this. But that's not what Tommy does. Tommy uses his abilities and his mindset to get what he wants and manipulate and corrupt and just get people on his side. But the whole point of what I was saying was I kind of am able, I feel like I'm able to think in some ways like Tommy. Like I could be, just because that's a gift that I have. And I know what this man was thinking. This man was thinking from the get-go that he would be able to make this fucking thing work strictly on his positive thinking and strictly on his ability to manipulate and to get people to do what he wants and believe in him in a way that not even knowing that what the fuck he was doing or would be able to actually make a viable product, but strictly just because through manipulation and coercion and just getting people to believe in his dream and his vision. That was how he was going to make this thing happen. And he would honestly like believe that he could get people to think that this was the next big thing. Like the controller was going to be a game changer, the family friendly things, but all along knowing that he was going to go for the cheap games, just like Action 52, where they use students to make these pathetic shells of games, like knowing that like I'm going to sell it to non-gamers. I'm going to sell garbage to non-gamers, cheap quality games. That was the plan all along, to use those. That's what they've said. Well, I don't think it's changed. I don't know, but that the theory was that they were using the German students to make these games. The same shit that was happening with Action 52. They were using inexperienced, cheap game developers, game programmers to make these games, where it obviously showed where they were stealing the fucking graphics and whatever from other games. They were taking that shit, assets, using them. We saw all that and using them in these games. And I think Tommy truly believed that nobody would do him like that, that he would be able to just control everyone and get them, I'm going to get the best quality games for the cheapest, and I'm going to sell it to non-gamers and grandmothers, and I'm going to scare people into believing that Nintendo has a rape culture and that kids are spending too much time up in their room with their headphones on and not spending enough time with the family. They're going to be freaking incel losers. And he thought he was going to get everyone to believe that. And he did get quite a few people to believe that. And he even had the plan. I know what his plan was too with these YouTubers. He was going to come in, and he knew that he could strong arm and manipulate people with low subscriber counts. And that's why everyone's like, why would he go to somebody with less than 100 subscribers? Because it appears organic that way. Like, it appears that it's people are really into it. It's not just because the bigger YouTubers, like, he knew that he could come in and manipulate, didn't give a shit about these people's long run. He could just buy into his dream, buy into my vision without fucking knowing what the fuck is going to happen. And getting all these people to buy into it and shill for in television, shill for this guy's ideas, and be like his army. And anyone that dared look against his vision would be criticized and put down and literally almost canceled in a way. And that's how it was for a long time. A lot of people were doing that. He just kept thinking that he's just going to get bigger and bigger. Like someone like, Retro Bros got 3,000 subscribers, and then Smash JT, who's got like 15, and he was just going up and up and up, and it was going to get to the point where he was going to have like the ones with 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, 1,000,000 subscribers, like the big ones. Like, he was just going to will this thing into existence and just manipulate everyone along the way to do his bidding and just brainwash everybody into thinking that this was a good system, when in reality it was never going to be a good system. It was always going to have these shitty games on it. But it would make enough sales. I don't ever think there was an idea for long-term support, unless he just believed that he could completely just bamboozle the entire gaming industry into keeping this thing going and actually playing the games. Or was it that's the thing now, was the scam that he honestly thought that he could manipulate and brainwash enough people into fucking believing that this thing would be real through the power of positive thinking? Or was it always just going to be to make a quick buck on selling a bunch of consoles to a bunch of dumb fucks and rubes, with the idea of the games being family friendly, cost effective, retro reimagined for the fucking Intellivision crew? And they were just going to sell a bunch to these fuckers and then be like, yeah, once they realize that the games kind of suck, then they move on. But at least Tommy did. At least the console came out. He made quite a bit of money doing it, sold a lot of games, and then they just close up shop, and it was never meant to be like actually supported long term. Like, they were going to keep the fucking servers or the shop open for a year or two, and then it was just going to go away. So that's the scam, dude. Like, that's the whole fucking thing. That's the scam. That the man never had a real plan. That he just thought that he could just what's the word? What's the fucking word I'm thinking of? That he could the fuck is the word? Like freestyle or riff. Like, he could just freestyle his way through this without a plan, and just come up with it on the fly and get everybody's money, get everyone to believe that this was going to be the next big thing. Like, look, Tommy's got, using his experience and his industry in the gaming industry, and having, look at me, I made the oof sound, which fucking is debatable. Look at me, look how many games I've worked on. It's a world record. Look at me, I even worked on Metroid. Lies, not true. We know the truth on that one. Just using his name, using what he's built to fucking make something, and just take people's money without knowing that you'd ever actually be able to accomplish something. Just assuming that because you've been able to manipulate and get people to do your bidding and do what you want your entire life, that it was just going to somehow magically come together and whatever. Like, that's a scam, dude. You don't have the fucking knowledge. You didn't have a real plan. You just jumped into this and literally sold a bunch of bullshit to people that were just too, I don't know. Were they too dumb? Were they too dumb? Or were they just too naive? Some were dumb, some were too naive. That's just how it is. Some of y'all out there were just too naive. Some of y'all are just straight up dumb. That's for sure. Y'all are just dumb. Like Relic Gamer is definitely too dumb. But I don't think Retro Bro is dumb. I think Retro Bro was just too naive. I think a lot of them were too naive. I think Nick, Geeks with Cash, was too naive. I don't know. I'm on the fence with Cyrus Martin. Sorry, Cyrus. I don't know. Were you too dumb or were you too naive? I think like Mike Mullis is just too desperate to be wanting to be in a fucking group in a community. I love you, Tommy. I love you. That he just fucking went with whatever because he just wanted to be a part of something because he's a massive nerd. But yeah, man, he just manipulated his way to this point, and a lot of us just stood up to him and we pushed back. And I don't think he was expecting the amount of pushback from us haters. I think he thought that he could build his army up and that it would get bigger and bigger, that he could get big enough YouTubers that would just crush us and silence us. But we just didn't give a fuck, man. We just kept pushing back. We just kept fighting. And we've come to find out that he has definitely been watching us haters. I know he knows who I am, knows who Tommy O is. He's definitely got to know who fucking Darius is. Like, Retrobro didn't mention him, but you know Tommy's seen Darius's videos. Like, he just met a formidable force here of people that just stood up and said, no, we see that this is bullshit. We see that people are going to lose their money, and look, it's fucking happening. The people can't even get their goddamn refunds from that. Like, that's terrible. Not even the fact that, like, it's one thing to not get your money back because you invested, because you know that an investment could be a loss, but to not even be able to get your fucking pre-orders back, like, that's shit, dude. Any of y'all that still support this, you're insane. You're just absolutely fucking insane. And yeah, it's all coming to fruition. Everything that we've basically said is happening. Even worse than I could have imagined. I thought this thing was at least going to come out and just be kind of shitty. Like, just be like, it wasn't going to be like what was promised. I never once thought it would go so fucking off the rails that there's a good chance they're gonna declare bankruptcy and nobody gets shit back. And it's a Chapter 11, which still lets them continue on, just not have to pay their debts, but continue on so they can keep this fucking sideshow snake oil scam going for on and on and on. But I guess the quiet period, we've heard, is coming to an end, John Alvarado. So maybe we'll get some answers soon. But I'm telling you what, guys, I'm now in the camp. I'm with a lot of you other diehards. I'm in the camp that this fucking thing is a scam and always was a scam. Like I said, I do believe that there was meant to be a product, but it was never going to be what was promised. It was always going to be that shitty Action 52 version of a console with crap games and just incomplete vision, like incomplete, like nothing was ever going to be what was promised. It was always going to be overpromised and underdelivered. And just through somehow Tommy thought through just the power of positive thinking that it was going to be legit, and it was never going to be. It was always going to be a fucking failure. But that's all I got, y'all. That went a lot longer than I thought. I was only going to talk for a few minutes, but once I start rambling about the Amico, I just go on and on and on. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed the nice, peaceful, relaxing summer storm. I'm hoping to get one. I want to capture one with a little bit of thunder and lightning. I thought it was going to be a better storm, but it wasn't. But I don't know. I love listening to thunderstorms, and I like having recordings of them for even like in the wintertime. It helps you sleep. But that's all I got. Got to get back to work tomorrow. I hope you guys all have a great week and get everything you want. Everything goes great. And yeah, that's going to be it, though. Everyone, take care.